I've known Marius for a decade now, and he and I worked on a few very small movies at that time when we first met. And cut to several years later, and he gave me this book, Between Shades of Grey, by Rūta, and asked me if I wanted to read it and what I thought of it, because he was considering getting it on its feet as a feature film. So I read the book and I liked it very much, and I found it very cinematic. It was also a story that I hadn't heard before, and I found it very compelling. And the characters to me were very rich, and I felt there was even more room for expansion upon those characters, and that it would make for a very good cinematic experience.
And we worked so hard, us three have worked on this since the beginning. It's almost 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
More than 3 years. Yeah. Okay, yeah, more than 3 years actually.
Lina and Elena are at the very center of the film. They are our heroes and our protagonists in many ways. But one of the storylines that was in the book that I felt I had an opportunity to explore further was the storyline of Kretsky and Komarov, actually.
Peter, come say hello.
What is going on here?
Brilliant Peter Franzen.
Oh, thank you,
Komarov.
sir.
There's a moment in the film where Komarov executes a woman. And it's kind of a turning point in the film. It's a moment where all of the characters realize this is the possibility, this is what can happen to you if you seem to step out of line or lose your way. I think it would be very easy to imagine Komarov is simply a monster who wants to kill this young woman, but the reality is, I don't think he does anything out of bloodlust. I think everything he does is for a very specific reason, and if I'm inside Komarov's mind, I think he's thinking this woman is going to be a problem, she's not going to survive, I'm just going to get rid of her right now. And so even the most horrible characters, the most atrocious, the darkest, I think that my job, and then the job of the actor and the director, to find a way to understand and sympathize with their choices, even if you don't agree with them at all.
These guys are crazy and I love them.
I think one of the reasons the story is interesting is it's an untold part of history. On a more cinematic level, I think the film is going to look beautiful, and the emotions that are within are strong and relatable, and at the end of the day, it is a bit of a coming-of-age story for Lina. And I think that that's a story that most people can relate to.